Hello, welcome back to another episode of PTSD While Black. I am learning so much that I get to recognize I have choices in any matter, in anything that's going on in my life. I can either choose to view things the way that someone else wants me to view them, or I can choose to honor my own reality. And as a survivor of many traumas and someone living with PTSD, I have a responsibility to acknowledge my own reality. And right now, it's to be around people who validate what my reality is like. So, people who may gaslight or question, oh, is it really that way? Or are you really seeing this? And especially people who can question and not know what it's like to be a black woman. That's not the space where I need to be right now, and that's okay. I can be lovingly supported by people who understand what my reality is like, or people who understand what it's like to have a brain injury. Um, so, what I was thinking about today is the motives that I have in proving my worth to people who don't see my humanity. And really, that deals with my own insecurity over the fact that my brain and body don't work the way they used to. It's my insecurity that I've experienced trauma in my life and it made life unmanageable. I could not control what was happening at that time. And I catch that my motives tend to be that I'm trying to control what is happening when in fact it's an uncontrollable situation. So yesterday I talked about the gang stalking situation, which I can't control these people and their motives for choosing to gang stalk, but I can understand their motives a little more. And one of the things that I was looking at is recognizing that the man who is behind a lot of this, the disagreement that the two of us had, is that he has his own pain, his own hurts that he has not addressed. And it's important for him to recognize and own his own reality, and I can't do that for him. And as I was thinking, I just realized the kind of behavior that's been made towards me is from someone who does not like women, who does not value women. As I stated in the last video, that he tends to prey upon what he thinks are weak women. And with the methods that are being used on me that I've seen since my computer was hacked, it's trying to control the narrative of how you choose to view yourself, whether that's through targeted ads or targeted video postings on YouTube or TikTok or what have you. So it's trying to control how you choose to view yourself. And it's great if I choose to fall into it, but I can't. I can't because I have to be me. I have to validate me. So it doesn't work on me. But what I am seeing, though, is for some other poor girl that may have fallen into this, there's this man who really hates women and gets his empowerment. He feels empowered when he can control how a woman thinks about herself. And for her to center his needs. Because I think he's in a situation where he's with a woman who does not center his needs. Possibly. Or his mother may have been a woman who did not center his needs. Maybe. Or he could have had a mother who did center his needs because he was the only son she had and is expecting other women to do the same thing. And then when a woman does not, that's when he gets upset. That's a possibility. I can look at those motives. I can't change his past, but what I can do is acknowledge what he's doing to women, acknowledge what he's doing to me, acknowledge the motives that I am seeing. And then I have a choice. Do I want to participate in those motives? And the other thing that I realized when I was thinking about the situation was, he wants to paint the picture of others being unstable because he's unstable. Because he's unsure of himself. When we first talked, there was a lot of talk about him being insecure and uncertain of himself. And so if you, a weak woman, in his mind. Show some form of security. That's a threat. He needs you to be uncertain of yourself. Oh, I choose not to do that. um, and then the other thing is, and this is me getting into bro's business, but at this point, I don't care anymore. I don't defend abusers. I don't protect abusers. I don't go out of my way to harm them either, but it's not my job to protect the abuser. But I'm recognizing that there's discontentment that he has in his own relationship because his wife wanted to explore her bisexuality. And so to have the woman that you're with, when you're used to being centered, choose to center herself and choose another woman to be with, that can be a sort of a blow. I can understand the motive of trying to get your power back because a partner has chosen someone other than you, and it's a woman. So though he presents himself as someone who's very open-minded, I think these are wounds that maybe he hasn't addressed within himself, and he avoids addressing those wounds within himself by attacking other women because he's got this anger from his mom centering him possibly, or mom ignoring him, because most men's issues deal with their relationship with their mothers. But that I know one of the things in the conversations he's had with me, because like I'm a very caring and nurturing person, and he's like, yeah, that's very sweet, that's kind of like my mom, and I really like that, is that he wants me to be a mommy, and I'm not going to be your mommy. I need a grown-ass man by my side. I need grown-ass men as friends. I don't want to be anybody's mama, because I will fail you every single time. Okay? I'm not going to be a mother to a grown person. I've already dealt with that in my own marriage, and we've talked about it and healed beyond it. It's not my job to do that. It's my job to be a whole woman that I am, and to love on me and to present who I am to you directly and honestly. That's my job. And it's your job to present to me who you, who you are directly and honestly, and for you to take responsibility for yourself. So I'm just recognizing motives that are coming from this person who is very wounded, perhaps has not acknowledged his own wounds and hasn't gotten help with those wounds. Because that's really how I'm viewing. He was so controlling towards me and trying to be very possessive towards me. And I think that's because I gave him this sense of intimacy and safety that he wasn't getting from the women in his life, or the women that he was choosing to devour. I gave him a sense of intimacy just like mom used to make. And he's resisting the fact that he enjoyed that sense of intimacy and safety. And so therefore I have to hate this thing that I like. And I need to make it out to be the villain so I can push it as far away from me. Trust, I've done the same thing. So I know what that's like. But I'm not here to be your boogeyman. I mean, I could be if you want me to be, but that's just going to take me out of character for who I am. And that's not what I'm going to do. And I'm not here to be your slave. I'm not here to be controlled or ruled by anybody. I'm going to be me, 100% authentic me. And I hope that you can be 100% authentic you, and to take a look at whatever those motives are within you. Whatever those motives are that have you devouring and getting women to fall in love with you, and falling in love all the time because you want to be centered, you want to be valued, you want to be whole, you want to be important, but you're not making yourself important. You're not valuing the wounded parts within you and loving on them and allowing them to heal. That's true love. That's true value. And you're not doing it, and you're trying to get it externally, either controlling people, manipulating situations, getting people to fall for you. That's That's not true love. And I've had to learn that myself. It's my responsibility to love on these wounds that I have, these hurts that I have, to value them, to see them for exactly what they are, to be visible with them in the moment so that I can heal and show up as a whole version of myself with others. And so that's what I invite all the people around me to do, to show up whole. But I see your wound, and I can't cure it for you. I can definitely hold a safe space while you clean that wound, while you acknowledge that it's there, while you treat it and get the treatment that it needs. I can hold the safe space. I can be the hospital itself, but I'm not the staff. I can be the sanitary room, but I'm not the alcohol itself. That's all going to come from you. Till next time, peace.